Today we're going to go over one of my favorite movements. You may not even have seen it before or seen it in the gym and thought it was a little awkward. Now it's time to put it into your routine. It's very restorative, it opens and aligns the hip, it's very athletic and powerful. Anything posterior dominant is athletic and powerful. This is as posterior and glute dominant as it gets. You're only going to need three things: a bench or something to elevate the shoulders. You can also do this from the floor. I like it elevated. You're gonna need a pad, really important. I use a squat sponge. You can roll up a yoga mat, a towel, but have something on the hips so you can do this comfortably, okay? The hip position is really important. And you're gonna need a dumbbell or a barbell works best for adding a heavier load, okay? The setup's important, and a lot of people do this wrong just through their hip position, okay? We have a posterior tilt, and we have an anterior tilt. What we're going to look for, very similar, I'll go over it much like you would in yoga. This would be our cow. This is not what we're looking for. Here we were looking for our cat. Not so much in the spine, but in the hips. I'm scooping the hips under this bar, and you're going to notice a much better glute activation. So I'm going to make sure this pad is nice and centered, roll it up, and from here I'm going to base this right on the hips. I'm going to get these feet as close as I can comfortably. I'm going to pull these legs in. Also, the distance of your feet is going to determine maybe variations of this glute bridge. I like to bring these heels right under the hips to start, but typically a more narrow stance is more challenging. A wider stance gives you more power. I'm going to stack below the hips, base with my shoulder blades, and from here I'm going to start my first hip thrust. And from my top position, I'm going to pull the knees out, find this nice glute activation squeeze, and as I lower, this is the important part, to have this cat-like hip position. I'm curling the hips under the bar as I descend and up, squeezing and holding. With control, maintaining a straight spine. As my hips go down, my gaze goes down. As my hips drive, my gaze goes to the ceiling. Okay? And you may notice a more comfortable neck position if you give yourself just a little double chin as you drive the hips up. Add this into your routine, you're going to notice significant changes in not only your hip position, but your power and strength. Enjoy. Cool. That's good.